Hello and welcome back. Now that we have our email templates and the method to send an email, let us go ahead and use this send email inside our consumers. Okay, so go to queues, then open the email consumer. So I'll start with just the consume auth email messages. Now for this consume auth email messages, we are going to be expecting some properties. So I will use the JavaScript destructuring. Okay, so const, I will destructure the properties that we are going to be sending. So we are going to send an object. Okay, when sending the authentication email, we are going to pass an object, and the object will contain some properties like receiver email, okay, username, then verify link, reset link, and then template. Okay, so these are the properties that will be sent when we send our email auth email message. Okay, we are going to have these properties: receiver email, username, verify link, reset link, and template. Okay, and now let us create the locals. Remember, we need these locals. Okay, so let us create our locals. So const locals will be iEmail locals. Okay, they are just properties that we want to display in our template. Okay, now app link. Now for the app link, we are going to use our client's URL. Yeah, this client URL. Even though we don't have a client right now, we don't have a front end, but we are going to use this client URL. So it's going to be config.client URL. That is going to be the app link. So when the user clicks on it, it should take them to the page where they can just verify and then see if the email is actually verified. And then the app icon. Now for the app icon, what I did was I went to this site. Let me see. It is called imgbb.com, because using it's kind of a bit difficult if you want to use a local file. Okay, and I didn't want to use a local file. So what I did was the icon, the app icon that I'm going to be using, I just uploaded it to the site. So if you have any app icon for testing, you can just upload it. Okay, you can just upload it, and then it will give you a URL you can use to access the image. Okay, so I use this site and I have a URL. So maybe you can pause the video and then copy it out if you want to use it. So https://ibb.co/uppercase K2m0t, okay, /cover.png. That is the name of the image. So let me copy this and let's see what it looks like. Hope that it works. Yes, okay, it works. So this is the image that I just used one of these online tools to create this image. Okay, so this is going to be the app icon. Okay, so you can go ahead, pause this video, and then copy this link. Okay, and then that is what we are going to use for our app icon. And then username. Okay, we're using the shorthand. And then verify link. Okay, and then reset link. Okay, so these are the properties we are passing into the locals. Now let us call this send email method. Now the send email takes in templates, receiver email, and locals. Okay, so here I'm going to call await send email. We can import this. Yeah, I'll fix the part later. Oh, in fact, I can do it now. /queues. Okay, so this takes in the template. The template is just a string name. It takes in the receiver email, and then it takes in the locals. Okay, So This is just all we need in order for this consume message to consume the message and then send an email. Okay, we can go ahead and test this. So I'll go to my server.ts. Okay, and before we send the email, make sure that you still have this open, because if you close this Ethereal email page and then you open it again, it will create a new username and password for you. Okay, because I still want to use this username and password, I'm going to leave this open. So here I will uncomment this part. We need to construct some information that we want to display. Okay, so I'll const verify or verification link. Yeah, it's not going to work because we don't have the front end running, but this is how our verification link will look. So I'll say config dot client URL / confirm underscore email. Okay, and then v underscore token. Yeah, this is just going to be a random token that we are going to generate later. Okay, so this is the verification link, and then we need to construct the message object. So we're going to create a message object. I'll call this message details, and it's going to be of type I email message details. We already have that. So let me see. Okay, so we already have that. For this particular case, auth email, we need our receiver email. The receiver email, yeah, we can use config, or you can add any email for now. Config dot sender email. Okay, and then verify link, we use this verification link here, and then template. Now the template we want to use is just the name of the template folder. Okay, remember I said that the folder name is important. So for this case now, the template that we want to see is called verify email. Okay, so make sure you use the correct template folder name. Okay, so if you call verify email, if you use verify emails accidentally, the email template will not be sent, because there is no verify emails here. We only have verify email. Okay, so this is very, very important. Okay, and then now we assert the exchange. Now what we need to do is we call this message details. Okay, so we can call this, pass it right here. Okay, so the exchange, the routing key, and then the message, we use buffer.from. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and then let's see what happens. Okay, so it says email sent successfully. Remember, we in the email send email method, if an email is sent, this message will be displayed. Now let's go back here and let me check message. Okay, now you can see we have an email. It says verify your email. Remember, for this template, the subject is verify your email. And now if I click on it, now this is how the verify email template looks. Okay, so we have the app link or the app icon, we have the link, then we have just these messages. Okay, click this link to verify. Here I will just open. It's not going to work because we don't have any front end, but you can see here, this is how the link is going to look on the front end. And then on the front end, we are going to get this token. Okay, we get this, we're going to use this token to then send a request back to the auth service to set the user email as verified. Okay, so you have this is how the URL is going to look like, but this is the email template. Okay, so we have that. Now we are able to send emails. Okay, so yeah, you can try maybe using some other properties. Maybe you want to try for maybe forgot password. Okay, you can go ahead and look at the properties that you need to send. Okay, let's try another template. Let's say the forgot password. Okay, so forgot password, we need the receiver email, we don't need the verify link. Instead, we need the reset link. So I'll call this reset link. Okay, we need a username. Okay, and then we need a template name. The template for forgot password is called forgot password. Okay, so receiver email, reset link, username, and template. This is for the forgot password email template. So I'll save this and let's see if the email is sent successfully. And I can also check here. You can see on Kibana, email sent successfully. We have the message. Okay, so email sent successfully. Okay, and then let's go to Ethereal and then click here. Now you can see reset your password. You click here. Now this is how the template looks. Okay, we have the icon, we have the header, then we have the username. You can see it here, the information. The user can either click here or they click here so that it opens the page on the client. We don't have a client yet. Okay, so right now you can see now we are able to send emails and we can view them with the templates. Okay, now if you have your own templates that you want to use, you can try that. For templates, what I usually do in order to get a template, I just go on one of my email accounts, and then all of those services that usually send me emails like verify your email, I just copy, open it, and then copy the HTML and then use it. Okay, you can do that, or if you have some other email that you want to use. Okay, so now we are able to test the email service. In the next video, we are going to add the email to this consume order email messages method.